Very good morning to all my dear students. Hope you are doing good. Hope you are safe at your places. So, today we are actually going to start with a new topic which you haven't read of earlier, and this is going to deal with opportunity cost. Okay, what is opportunity cost? Just try to focus more on the concept itself, on the topic itself. The title itself says a lot of things. Every opportunity that we avail, that we make use of, has a cost associated with it. Okay, like let us suppose I have three options for myself: to work as a teacher in a school and earn maybe 40,000 per month, and to work as a tutor, as a private tutor at my home only, and earn 30,000 rupees per month. And just third option, let us suppose, to work as a counselor and again earn 25,000 rupees per month. So all these three options of working as a school teacher and earning 40,000 per month, as a tutor earning 30,000, and as a counselor earning 25,000 per month, out of these three options, for me the best option is working as a school teacher, as it is giving me the highest salary, assuming that the working conditions and all are all good in all the three cases. They are all favorable, they are all conducive. So realizing the greatest salary is in the option A, that is working as a school teacher for 40,000 per month, I would go for option A. But here, this opportunity I availed, was selected, I joined as a school teacher, and now I'm earning as 40,000 per month. But this opportunity comes with a certain cost, behind it. There is always a cost for every opportunity that we choose, every opportunity that we avail. There is always a cost behind it, and the cost of that opportunity is the next best alternative which we let go of, the next best alternative which we did not choose. And in this case, there are two alternatives which we did not choose, that is working as a tutor at 30,000 per month and working as a counselor at 25,000 per month. But the next best one is working as a tutor. As a counselor comes at option number 3, because that is getting me even less salary. So the opportunity cost of working in a school as a teacher is rupees 30,000, which I could have earned by working as a tutor at my place. So the opportunity cost is always, let me just show you, it is always the cost of next best alternative foregone. If you can see this is the concept, and opportunity cost is the cost of next best alternative foregone. Whichever is the next best alternative that we do not choose, and whatever is the cost associated with it, that becomes opportunity cost. For example, in this picture you can see now that okay, let us suppose I have these maybe 50,000 rupees with myself, and I had a choice between choosing a TV or an iPod, and I choose an iPod for myself. So, maybe I need it more, or it is giving me a higher satisfaction. That is why it is becoming a better option for me than choosing TV. So there is a cost of this opportunity. The opportunity here is what? Choosing an iPod. But the cost of this opportunity is losing the TV, losing the satisfaction which I could have got by watching TV. This I cannot do, because with the money I had in my hand, I could only buy one of the two things, either an iPod or a TV. So I chose iPod, and the opportunity cost of choosing the iPod is the TV. That is what is represented in the picture. Opportunity cost, the girl, she's confused between choosing an iPod and a TV, and she goes for an iPod, so the TV becomes her opportunity cost. She's not going to choose the TV. Similarly, if we see another picture, wait, this, okay, let us suppose I have two options with myself. Either I can study, I have this 1 hour with myself, either I can study or I can watch TV. So if I am choosing to study, this I have got two options. Either I study or I watch TV. So I have chosen a better option for myself, because we always assume that, people are rational and they make decisions which give them higher satisfaction. So here the person chooses to study. So 1 hour of studying is the opportunity that the person is availing. Okay, but the next best alternative was available, which was available with him, was watch 2 episodes in a TV. Okay, on a TV. So 1 hour of studying, the opportunity cost of studying here is losing the satisfaction he could have derived from watching those 2 episodes of TV. So every opportunity, everything which, every resource has got alternate uses. So there are opportunity cost. So that is, if a land can produce 100 kg wheat or 60 kg rice. The same land, if you produce wheat on it, it can produce 100 kg of wheat, and if you produce rice on it, it can produce 60 kg of rice. So if I choose to produce wheat on that land, because I find that's the best option for that land, if I choose to produce 100 kg of wheat on that land, the opportunity I availed is producing 100 kg of wheat, but the cost of that opportunity is losing 60 kg of rice. That's how the definition goes actually. Opportunity cost is the cost of next best alternative foregone. It is the cost of next best, whatever next best alternative we had with ourselves, which we have foregone, which we have not chosen, that becomes the opportunity cost. Okay, like for example, if we use a certain amount of land, labor and capital to build a factory, then the opportunity cost of the factory might be the houses with which these resources could have produced. Okay, the same area we could have used for building houses, also for constructing houses where people could live in, but we actually chose to build a factory. So the opportunity cost of building a factory in that area is the houses with all those resources could have produced. So that's the concept. Every opportunity comes with a cost. To produce more of one good, a certain amount of other goods has to be sacrificed. Again, in the book, it is given the example. Suppose you're working in a bank at a salary of 40,000, and now you receive 2 more job offers to work as an executive at 30,000 per month, or to become a journalist at 35,000 per month. And because that's the best option of working in a bank at the salary of 40,000 per month, this is the best option for us, so we chose this. Now what is the opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is the cost of next best alternative foregone. Whichever is the next best alternative, that becomes the opportunity cost. And in this case, next best alternative is what? Working as an executive. Next best is working as a journalist at 35,000 per month. So the opportunity of working in a bank, the cost I am paying for it, let us suppose I am having this job offer, the cost I'm paying for it, the opportunity cost I'm paying for it is working as a journalist at 35,000 rupees per month. So in this case, the opportunity cost of working in the bank is the cost of next best alternative, and the next best alternative foregone is 35,000 rupees. The amount of other goods and services that must be sacrificed to obtain more of any one good is called the opportunity cost of that good. Another example, suppose you have 20,000 rupees and now you want to purchase a laptop and an LED TV. Similarly, that the one which we were discussing, with 20,000 only in hand, you cannot have both. You can either buy a laptop or LED TV. Now the person decides to purchase laptop. Then the opportunity cost of choosing the laptop is the cost of the foregone satisfaction from LED TV. So opportunity cost is not always in money terms, it can be in satisfaction terms also. Like if you are studying right now and you had the option of playing or watching something on TV and you preferred playing more, let us suppose you love playing carom and you preferred playing that in during this half an hour only. So the opportunity cost of watching this lecture right now is losing the satisfaction that you could have derived from playing carom. So this opportunity, you people are prevailing of watching the lecture. You're watching the lecture right now, but the opportunity, the cost of this opportunity is what cost you are paying. Actually, you are losing the satisfaction which you could have enjoyed, which you could have obtained from playing carom. So that is how I'm saying every opportunity comes with a cost. As our resources are limited, we are always forced to make choice between alternate commodities. Here the resource is time. The same time, 12 to 12:30, you can play either carom or you can watch the lecture. The partner with you could play, that partner is available for this particular slot only. He's available from 12 to 12:30 only. So now you have two options, and what you decided is you decided the better option. So you're watching the lecture. Let us suppose this is better for you because you are going to learn something out of it. This is important. So the opportunity cost of watching this lecture is the satisfaction which is foregone, which would have come from playing carom with your partner. So that is why, because our resources are limited, in this case the limited resource was time. The same time either the class could happen or carom could happen. So as our resources are limited, we are always forced to make choices between alternate commodities. Okay, similarly, whenever we people go to school also, as students, when you go to school, maybe let us suppose you have a birthday. This is your birthday, and you have come to school, but if you had not come to school, you would have been throwing party with your friends. Okay, so let us suppose, if in both those cases you choose to party with your friends as an option which gives you maximum satisfaction, which gives you greater satisfaction, then you would you remain absent from the school and throw a party for your friends. But in that case, the opportunity cost of that party will be the amount of study you would have missed in the school that day. Okay, you enjoyed, you had a party with your friends, you availed a nice opportunity, that's okay, but you also paid a cost for it. Not just the cost, that's not the opportunity cost, the amount of money you spent on the party, that's not the opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is the amount actually of studies which you have lost by attending your, which you could have gained actually by attending your classes. Okay, so that's the concept of opportunity cost. Just remember the definition. It is the cost of next best alternative foregone. Whichever is the next best alternative, the cost of that next best alternative foregone. The word foregone is also important because we are not choosing that next best alternative. We are choosing only the best alternative. Like in this case, the best was working in a bank. So next best was becoming a journalist. So the opportunity cost of working in a bank is 35,000 rupees per month, which I could have earned. I'll show you just one more example, maybe like this. Let us just see. We have two options. In our money is there in savings account. Option one is spending that $100 of that money in our account and buying shoes out of it. Okay, that's one option. Or option two is, out of those savings, out of that money in our account, we could earn 2% interest rate. If our money is lying in our account, we would be earning interest rate on that money. So that we would be earning somewhere around $2 on that amount of money deposited in our bank account. So cost of using dollars from account versus earning interest, there are two options. Now the person will decide actually which opportunity he likes more. Either earning interest would please him more or buying shoes would please him more. So if, let us suppose, that for that person the best option is buying shoes, spending those $100. So the opportunity cost of buying shoes out of the money deposited in the savings account is losing 2% interest, which he could have earned if the money was lying in the account itself. So that becomes opportunity cost. So the opportunity cost is what? The benefit which you could have received by taking another action which you have not taken actually. So I hope the concept is clear. Opportunity cost, that is, if we are going for one thing, we have to lose the other thing because the resources are limited. We cannot have all that we want. Somewhere or something, we have to make this choice of what is more important. So this brings us to another, the most important concept of this chapter, which is actually production possibility frontier. Now this is the point where you will find actual microeconomics being started, as this before this everything was very theoretical to understand. Some concepts were introduced, some terms you are now familiar with, such as opportunity cost, what to produce, how to produce, economics, positive, normative, micro, macro, all these terms now you all must be familiar with. So now we are going to take the topic further and start with this next very topic, which is production possibility frontier. It is also called production possibility curve. It is also called production possibility transformation, and there are other names which we'll see later. Okay, what is production possibility frontier? The curve actually, if we go to the definition, the curve actually tells us it is a graphical representation. It is going to be a curve. Now you're going to start with your curve making and all. You'll be needing pencil, scale for every class in economics. Till the time we are doing micro, you will be needing pencil and scale to draw curves and lines and graphs everywhere now, in every chapter for that matter, starting from unit 1 to unit 4. Now we are going to start with our curves thing. So it is a graphical representation of possible combinations of two goods. One good we will take on each axis, that can be produced with given resources and technology. We have assumed India has this many resources, we have this much land, and we have this much money, we have this much labor to work with, we have this much physical capital. And now we are actually going to decide which resources we have to produce. The society must decide what to produce. This is the first central economic problem. So we decide what to produce, and let us suppose, because we have to just for a better understanding, keep our concept simple, and we just assume that economy produces only two goods. This is an assumption. Obviously this is not practical. Economy does not produce two goods. In fact, we produce millions of goods. But just for simplification and better understanding of the concept, let us just assume that economy produces only two goods, and economy has they have taken the example of, say, guns and butter. Let us suppose we produce only two goods, guns and butter. So now the same money, same resources we have to allocate either to guns or to butter. Economy must be decide. Economy has decided what to produce. We have decided guns and butter. Now we have to decide in what quantities we have to produce guns and butter. What is the what is going to be the quantity of guns and butter, and in what also in what, with what technique we are going to produce those guns and butter, that is how to produce. So these choices are represented by this curve production possibility schedule. When this schedule is graphically represented, we will make one table, like let us we will assume we are making 20 guns and 1 unit of butter, or maybe now 18 guns and now we want to increase butter. So listen, every time we increase the quantity of butter, we have to reduce the quantity of guns, because we cannot, because the money is same, the resources are same, the same resource we are transferring from guns towards production of butter. But and if it is more warlike situation, so we will transfer the same resources from production of butter to, say, production of guns. So this is how the curve says it. Just go to the definition again. It refers to the graphical representation of possible combinations of two goods. We are taking two goods, all those possible combinations of two goods which can be produced with given resources and technology, which we can produce. That is production possibility curve. It does not tell us what we are actually producing. It is only going to tell us what we can produce. Also, this is the first assumption, that economy produces only two goods. There is one more assumption very much important with this, associated with this topic, that we assume all our resources are utilized in the best possible manner. Like, all of our resources are utilized fully, efficiently. Like, nobody is sitting idle at home, no land is being put to waste. Like, no resources are idle. All resources are allocated to their best use. Only two goods are taken. We are doing this just for the sake of simplicity and easy understanding. The analysis involved can be applied equally well to any combination of goods. So for the curriculum which we have in class 11, we have only we just have it only for two goods. Okay, these are the various terms, various alternate names for PPF: production possibility curve, because it is a curve; transformation curve, because we transform resources from one good to another. You know, when we need more of butter, the same labor which was producing guns earlier, now we have to train them for the production of butter, because economy needs more of butter. So you can also take maybe just civil goods on the x-axis and defense goods on the y-axis. So now if we don't need much of defense goods, so economy will shift the same labor and same money from defense goods to civil goods, because we need more of civil goods now. So that is why the curve is known as transformation curve, because we are transforming our resources from one good to another. Transformation frontier also we call it, because it is a boundary, because that's the maximum we can produce. Production possibility boundary, transformation boundary. So the most common term for this is production possibility curve, PPC, or production possibility frontier, PPF. So we either use PPC or PPF. Before actually looking out for the possibilities of butter and gun which our economy, India, can produce, we will take hypothetical figures, that is imaginary numbers. We will just see what assumptions we will all make before drawing out those possibilities. First, we will assume that amount of resources in an economy is fixed. That is, resources are not increasing as of now. We will assume with these many resources what we have right now, before there is any increase, how much we can actually produce. Before we see any increase in the resources, how much we can produce. But these resources, they can be transferred from one use to another. That is, we can transfer the resources who were earlier producing butter, now we can ask them to produce guns. Also, we are assuming only two goods are produced, that we have already discussed for simplicity. Then this is a very important assumption, that resources are fully and efficiently utilized. If I say that our economy can produce 20 units of guns, and that 20 units, I can also say the units are in thousands, so 20,000 units of guns, and maybe 1 lakh kg of butter. So with this possibility, this only becomes a possibility when all our resources are fully and efficiently utilized. No labor is unemployed, no land is going waste, no money is lying in people's places, like there is no cash lying in almiras and all. Everything is being put to use. What production possibility curve helps every economy to know, to figure out what are their production possibilities if they use each and every resource to its best possible maximum, to its best maximum possible manner. Next, assumptions are very important. Assumptions of PPC are very important. Next is, resources are not equally efficient. Again, very important. They are not equally efficient in production of all products. And more than an assumption, this is almost a reality. See, we are not equally efficient in production of all products. Like, I'm not equally efficient in teaching all the subjects. The way I teach economics, I cannot teach accounts, or for that matter business studies or maths or English or any other subject. Again, the people who are producing guns, they are not that much efficient to produce butter also. So resources, they are not equally efficient in production of all products. So when they are transferred from production of one good to another, their productivity decreases, because they are not trained for that product. So whenever they are transferred from production of one good to another, their productivity level will decrease. And finally, we are assuming that level of technology is assumed to be constant. Whatever the technology we are using right now for producing wheat and butter, that is constant. It is not changing every day. So keeping all these assumptions in mind, that economy can produce two goods, resources are fixed right now, whatever we can produce with these many resources, that only we will see. With the given technology we will see, because if technology improves we will be able to produce more, so we will never be able to draw out one ppc. If we assume that technology is not constant, technology is changing, then we will not be able to draw one ppc, because when we use better technology we are able to produce more. So right now we will assume that technology level is constant, that is there is no change in technology, no change in resources, only two goods are produced, all the resources are used to their best manner, and not resources, they are not equally efficient in production of both the products, and when they are transferred from production of one good to another, the productivity decreases. Keeping all these things in mind, now we will see our imaginary schedule and diagram. So this is something, let us take this as in case for India. This is our production possibility schedule. Again, I'm stressing on the word possibility. Why? Because PPC does not tell us what India is producing. PPC would tell us, if you see PPC of India, if you Google about the concept and all, you'll get every country has their PPC in front of them, which helps us, which helps them to realize how much they can produce. PPC is a production possibility curve. It tells us what is the maximum possibility of production in our country, what is the maximum level of production we can achieve. Are we actually achieving it or not? That PPC does not tell us. Okay, so we have assumed two goods, guns and butter, one defense good and one civil good. And this MOC is the short form for marginal opportunity cost, and MRT will come to these concepts later in detail. Let us just see, these are the various possibilities, possibilities A to G. And when the economy was producing 21 guns, so all the resources are utilized in the production of guns only. So we are not able to produce any butter in that case. So the production of butter becomes zero. So first possibility is, if we use all our resources in the production of guns, the quantity of butter which is available with us will be 0 units, because right now all the resources are used in the production of guns, sorry. Now the country realizes that people actually need butter, or maybe, you know, in place of butter we can also just assume, wait, let me take, in place of butter we can take maybe wheat. I will prefer wheat in place of butter, because so we are just ruling out this butter thing, we are just taking wheat. And can we draw this line here? Yes, we can. Okay, so I'm just ruling out butter, we are not producing butter. Let us just suppose we are producing wheat. Okay, so one good we have taken is guns, and another what we have taken is wheat. And now we are producing, right now all our resources we are using for the production of guns, and economy is able to produce 21 guns and 0 units of wheat. Now people need food, economy realizes that we need to increase the production of wheat. So in units, this, okay, this units, these are, we have taken small numbers just to understand the concept. There is no need to take big numbers and lakhs and crores and thousands or hundreds. Just to understand the concept, you can always deal with small numbers, because the same thing applies to big numbers also. So when we increase the unit of wheat, let us suppose this one is in lakhs or in crores or is in thousands already. The units are in thousands or lakhs. So it is, let us suppose it is already 1 lakh kg of wheat, or 1000 kg of wheat, or for that matter anything. We are just assuming it to be 1. Okay, now the economy realizes that we need to produce more of wheat. So what we'll do, we are actually going to transfer our resources from the production of guns towards the production of wheat. The same labor which was earlier producing guns, now we have to transfer them to wheat from guns. So the productivity level will decrease. Remember the assumption that resources are not equally efficient in production of both the goods. So because resources are not equally efficient in production of both the goods, when they are transferred from one good to another, their productivity decreases. So the labor which was earlier producing guns, they might not be that much capable to produce wheat. So we have a loss here in case of guns, and right now the loss is just 1 unit and the gain is also 1 unit. So the second possibility becomes, we have a loss of 1 unit on the guns side and we have moved from 21 to 20, and a gain of 1 unit on the wheat side and we have moved from 0 to 1. So finally the second possibility in India for production of guns and wheat would be 20 and 1. We are losing, see again, opportunity cost of producing wheat is 1 unit of gun. What is the opportunity that we availed? We produced wheat. And what is the cost we are paying of it? That is 1 unit lost of guns. So that one is actually written here, the opportunity cost of producing wheat. The concept later we'll take it further. The remaining concept we'll take further later. For now, just try to understand this much. Just try to read what PPC is. You already have this document with yourself now. You can go through it, just get a better understanding. Try to understand these assumptions. They are very important. Try to go through the assumptions. This will not fit in your head at once. This is something a bit complicated and really technical concept, so please just try to understand and just try to thorough with the concept. Read it. You will have a better understanding every time you will read it. Trust me, it will not go to your head unless and until you give it a self reading. So for now, for today, that's all. We'll see in the next class and we'll take this example further. We'll see how PPC is drawn, how we come to this figure and everything. Till then, take care. God bless you all. Thank you so much.